Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookworm here, and I've been meaning to do a review on this fantastic book called Vince's Secret Locker. This is volume 1. There's actually 2 volumes of this older edition, plus there is actually recently the enhanced version of volume 1 and 2, but I'm going to just cover volume 1 for now. The book was written by Karl, and well, I mean, what can I say? When I first went through this book, from the very first few pages of reading it, I was completely hooked. I was almost salivating. Every page, I mean it, every single page is gold. And trust me, if you actually purchase and read this book, you won't put it down. It'll be very hard to put it down. And as for me, I just wanted to keep reading, and it just kept me wanting more and more. And the reason why I love this book and why I really say you will keep wanting more and more is because of Karl's thoroughness. Now, if you've never really learnt from Vince directly or own any of his booklets, like I know many of my audience, you guys, have told me to review his booklets, and I'm started to do that. But if you don't own any of this stuff, which I know is very hard to find, and want to learn about his techniques, you wish to learn about his philosophy on bodybuilding, dieting, etc., everything that Vince was famous for, then I can't recommend this book enough, really. As I mentioned, Karl's thoroughness is really what makes this book so special and so unique. Karl is beyond in depth. The book is a real goldmine of all of Vince's teachings. And of course, beyond being thorough, it's got this touch of old school vintageness, and I love it. I love that artistic quality that it has, that honors the way that also Vince presented his work. It's all in here. It's fantastic. And to be honest, I don't know of any other book. I know there's other books out there on Vince, but I don't know of any other book that is more in depth on the topic of Vince. I mean, this book is about 400 pages. I know the enhanced one is even more. It's amazing the amount of information and the time. You can really tell all the time that Karl put on this book. I mean, it's amazing. Now, I know Karl from trying to buy some of his books and his collection because he was a collector. And a very thorough one, if I may say so myself, because he's quite famous in the collecting world because he owned almost every single book on bodybuilding. I mean, this guy knows his stuff. And after people found out that Karl was going to write a book on Vince, no wonder it is an absolute success. Now, how can I give you more examples of how in-depth he is? Well, I'll give you one example. Recently, I spoke to Karl, because I'm in the process of acquiring more of Vince's collections of his booklets, and he actually told me this. He told me, there are several editions of Vince's booklets, and every one of them is slightly different. It might be a picture or an extra word here or there, and some of them are absolutely completely different. The information is completely redone. The images are completely redone. And you know what? I found out that this was true. So this just goes to show how much Karl knows about Vince's teachings. It's amazing. He must have owned absolutely everything that Vince had. And therefore, you can't ask for a person with more authority on the subject than Karl to write a book. I mean, yeah, it's the best book out there. You can take my word for it. And you know what? As I mentioned, these other editions of these booklets, for example, when I tried to find them, I couldn't find them, for example, on the website that sells Vince's product, which is called Iron Guru. You won't find all these editions on all these booklets, right? And so you may find them rarely on eBay. So yeah, it's really difficult to obtain all this information, and that's what I'm trying to get at here. The information here you will not find anywhere else. Not only does Karl cover the information on booklets, but there's lost articles, there's volumes on this stuff. All of these articles that Vince appeared in different muscle magazines. You've got personal interviews with the who's who of the golden era of bodybuilding. most bodybuilders that you may know of, Lou, etc., Robbie Robinson, Don Howarth, etc., if they're still alive, Karl has actually gone through the effort of interviewing all of them, and their interviews are also here. There's also some fantastic section at the back of some of these books on the booklets that actually exist out there from Vince that you can still obtain online, which are quite rare, and it's a fantastic section for collectors like me. There's fantastic artwork, of course, and yeah, I mean, if you want information on Vince, get this book. That's my review on it. I give it if I had 4 arms, I'd give it four thumbs up. If I'd had 100 arms, I'd give it 100 thumbs up. It's a fantastic book. It gets a definite yes from the Golden Era Bookworm. I hope you have enjoyed this review. If you have, please give it your thumbs up. Leave me your comments. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. This is the Golden Era Bookworm. Bye for now.